Hey guys, it's me Pago and you're watching Bad Witch Books. So let's get started on the mid-year freakout tag. You guys will notice the room has changed a little bit. I have moved my room around and I'm still trying to figure out where I want to film stuff. So we're going to be experimenting in the next couple videos of like different angles. But let's get started on the mid-year freakout tag. I read 60 books. 62 now. It is like, I'm filming this in July, so it's the half of the year is now over, so that's why I wanted to do it. I waited till July to film this video. But I've read 60 books as of July, at the end of June, so that my Goodreads goal of 120 books is being met. So let's get into it now. So the first question I have here is a new... Messed up that. Best book I've read so far, or my favorite book I've read this year, and for me that's probably going to be The Daughter of the Moon Goddess. It's the one book that my mind keeps coming back to from scenes. One of the top books, like 5-star books I've read. There are other options too that are like closely behind. Like I really loved Ace of Spades is really good. The Hacienda, which you'll see on here as well, it was also really good. But yes, okay. If you don't know what this is about, it is about our main character. She discovers, but she knows she's the daughter of the moon goddess, but she discovers that her mom's been imprisoned, and so that she doesn't get in trouble, she has to flee the moon from the like celestial emperor, and then she basically ends up joining the army to try to find a way to earn her mother's freedom, and stuff ensues. Okay, next question. Best sequels I've read so far this year, and that's actually gotta be Our Violent Ends. I haven't really read that many sequels this year, but I believe that Our Violent Ends is the best one I've read of all the sequels. It is the sequel to These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong's, which is a Romeo and Juliet retelling, but in Shanghai that has to do with two rival gang families. But I really enjoyed this book. I think it took the elements I liked from book one and expanded upon them, and it made it really, truly enemies to lovers in this one. And then it took away elements I did not like in the first one, or that I don't want to spoil, but I did not appreciate in the first one, and took those away. So I got more of what I loved and less of what I liked. So I really appreciated this. Like, I think These Violent Delights is a 3-star for me, and these Our Violent Ends, 4-star. Next question is new release I haven't read yet, but want to. Easy. It's a tie. Which is, the tie is between The Merciless Ones by Namana Forna and These Wicked Fates by Caitlin Byron. These books are both sequels to books that came out last year. This one being a sequel to The Gilded Ones, and this being a sequel to This Wicked Fate. No, a sequel to This Poison Heart. This book basically... series follows a girl who, after a ceremony to see if she's pure, her blood is gold, which makes her deemed like a demon or a monster to her people. She is basically sentenced to death, but she is saved by this lady who's like, hey, if you join this this like special branch of the army, we will save you. And she does, and then she finds things out about the kingdom, and stuff happens. Really good, really action-packed, really violent. So I would be warned for that. And then These Wicked Fates, is about our girl named Breezy's. Basically, she lives with her two moms, and she gets a letter, or not a letter, but like a will, basically, from her bio family that left her an estate after her aunt dies that she didn't know she had. And it leaves her this house out in the country, so they go to it, and then they discover some things, because our main character, Breezy's, has like nature powers, and she learns more about it when she goes to this place. And this is the sequel. I'm really excited to get into this. I almost want to drop my TBR and just read this immediately. The Merciless Ones as well. Like, I'm trying not to beat my TBR so I can just read these. I'm most likely going to read these next month. Okay. Next question is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I mean, if you know me, it's going to be Sunbear Trials by Aiden Thomas. It is a book about Mexican mythology. It's not like Mexican gods. It is Mexican-inspired gods, and it's like Percy Jackson-like story. And it's like Hunger Games. It looks really good. Aiden Thomas he's been releasing a lot of character art for the series, and I've just loved every piece of it. The cover will be right here. But I'm just so excited for the series to start. Number 5, biggest disappointment. Oh, that's easy. It's gotta be This Is Ever After by F.T. Lukens. I was really anticipating this book because I loved F.T. Lukens' first book, which was a Little Mermaid book. I forget the name of it at the moment, but I loved that book and was really enjoyed that. But this is so disappointing because this is the embodiment of the miscommunication trope. This is about our main character named Eric. He basically defeats the evil overlord of the land, and he sits on the throne and is like, "I'll be king until we find the rightful heir." And the rightful heir is dead, and this all happens in the first chapter, so I'm not spoiling anything. The rightful heir is dead, and so he has to become the king, and the magic of the kingdom goes that he needs to find a spouse to even him out, kind of. And if he doesn't, the magic will kill him or make him disappear. And he's like, okay, well, I guess I got to go through my friend group because they're the closest people I feel connected to see if I can woo them and marry them, even though I only have a week to live. And the problems would have been solved from the get-go if he just said how he was feeling, and it doesn't, and it's so irritating. I enjoyed parts of the book, but I could not get over the communication trope. It was so blatantly obvious and irritating. So yeah, this is a 2-star read. So, biggest surprise. Okay, so this is a twofer. I got 2 books for this. Both of these books, one of these books is a easy one. You'll be like, how is this a surprise that you love it when I tell you what it's about? But it's a surprise because I did not know it existed until my friend Dion, till she talked about it, and I was immediately how do I not know this existed? And then I read it because we were going to read it, and I loved it. So it's a surprise because I did not know it existed until she told me about it. But it's The Hacienda by Isabel Cantos. This is a book about our main character. To be fair, I read this 2 months ago. Beatriz. She basically, her father was killed during the Mexican Revolutionary War, and for her to survive, she marries this guy who's like, hey, come to my house, my hacienda, and she goes to it, and this place is basically haunted, and she gets help from the local priest, who is also a witch, and I loved it. This is very perfect for me. I loved it was horror, which I'm not really a huge horror fan, but the witchiness that had in here was chef's kiss to me. I'm going to do a video future on about my top 5 witchy books, and this is definitely going to be in it. This is so good. I have it between 4.5 and a 5-star, and honestly might be a 5-star read, but this was just so good. Next book was Something Fabulous by Alexis Hall. This is a Regency romance about a duke who he proposes to this girl that his father, before his father died, wanted him to marry. And so he proposes to her, and she screams and flees into the night because she doesn't want to get married. And so she runs away, and in the middle of the night, her twin brother wakes up the duke and is like, hey, my sister's missing, she can be in trouble, we gotta go get her. And so they go to save her, and he ends up falling for the brother. And I really enjoyed it. It was really funny and really cute. Reason that I didn't even really mean to read this one, which is why it's a surprise, because it was on Kindle Unlimited, and I was like, I'll check it out, try it, and it came with an audiobook. And honestly, I don't really read that much stuff on the Kindle Unlimited app. If I don't, because I'm just not really that much of a digital reader unless it's a comic. But when I downloaded the book, it came with an audiobook, and I listened to the audiobook at work, and I really enjoyed it. It was a really quick read, so I was not expecting it, so it was a big surprise. Favorite new author, debut, or new to you? I mean, could easily be Isabella Cantinez, or Zui Lin Tang. Even though before I call a book a favorite author, I have to read more than one book in a series. I have to read 2 different books that are not in the same series for me to consider a new author, but these 2 are easily going to be able to be on the match soon. And then hopefully once I read more, I can also see Elisa Kova becoming on the list. I really enjoyed her book. So yeah, those are books that authors that I could see quickly becoming favorite authors. I moved on my books. Okay. Next question. Newest fictional crush? Okay, Loki. I was telling Princess about it because she read the book too. But Father Anders in this book had a scene in this book that I was like, oh my god, my pearls. And it was not even a scene that was anything like sexual or anything like that was happening, but I was like fanning myself when I read that scene. If you want to know and you've read the book, message me and I'll tell you. But like, I don't know what that awakened. Favorite character? Honestly, it might be our main characters from Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I loved her tenacity and her like willingness to do whatever she had to take to save her family. Really enjoyed her. I loved her like relationships she ended up in and what she ended up doing for those relationships. So I loved it. I'm excited to honestly really excited for the sequel, which comes out this year too. Okay. Next question. Book that made you cry. Oh, easy. Most of the books in Pride Month almost made me cry because they were very, like, specifically targeting me. But a book that I was legit at work trying not to cry while listening to was Lesbiana's Guide to Catholic School by Estonia Reyes. This is about our main girl, Flora. Not Flora. Yaminet Flores. Don't know why I said Flora. Winx Club on my mind. But she is going to a new Catholic, predominantly white new Catholic school. And to keep an eye on her brother, who was always getting into fights. And she was also trying to get away from her ex-best friend that she came out to that basically, like, outed her. And, like, she starts to fall for the only other queer girl in the school. And she's trying hard to fight her feelings because she's also, like, trying to save money. Because she knows that if she comes out, her mom might kick her out. So, this book, I was really at work trying not to cry. And not always sad, like, bad tears. Like, really happy tears, too. Because this is also going to be the book for a book that made you happy. Like, I was legit... They're, like, low-key spoilers, but there's a scene where the whole family cuts someone out. And it made me happy. As a fan... I don't know, really enjoyed this book. I, like, tears of joy, tears of pain, all in this book. Okay, next question. Most beautiful book you've bought so far, received this year? I mean, you guys are going to probably be tired of seeing this book up here again. But it is Daughter of the Moon Goddess. Can we talk about the Fairy Loot edition? This is so gorgeous. Like, even the sprayed edges. Oh. And then the end papers. Like, I didn't even read this copy because it was so precious. I didn't want it to get ruined. Oh, but it is so pretty. Oh. If you looked up gorgeous in the dictionary and you gorgeous books, this would be up there. Like, this is so pretty. So pretty. So pretty. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Okay. Enough of that. Next question. Is a book you need to read by the end of the year? And for me, that is going to be a book I really want to read by the end of the year. I mean, I could have easily have picked one of the book club books I have that I'm a part of, because that would be cheating, I feel like. But it is The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Boma. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I don't want to mess it up. This is basically about a girl who from what I know, it is a 1001 Nights, something to do with that, retelling or inspired by. And a girl, takes magic and sells it on the black market and somehow gets involved with the royal family. The Cowardly Prince is involved, and I think his older brother and a guard. I don't know. I just know this looks really good. I'm excited to read it. It's screaming my element, so like, I can smell it. It's going to be good. But yeah. That is the Meteor Freakout tag. I tag anyone who's watching this video who hasn't done it. Do it. It was a trap. You're now trapped and you have to do it. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. But yeah. So, and if you see this video and you make a Meteor Freakout tag it below. Let me know, so I can watch it. I love doing this video. I've done this video ever since I've been on BookTube. Like, this is my third one doing it, so I love doing this video for some reason. Also, I was like rewatched my first two, which I don't recommend doing at this point. That first one was the first one I did was the second video I ever filmed, and ooh, I didn't have a ring light. I had like the book in front of my face for most of the videos. Ooh, but okay. What else do I have to say? Of course, my links are down below if you want to find me on any of the other socials. I post a video on Fridays. I do vlogs on Wednesdays, and Mondays I do host reading sprints. So I will catch you guys there. thank you guys for coming. Like if you haven't, I said comment your answers below if you haven't already. And also, like, I know the times are tough right now. It's scary. Try to find joy in life. Try to find joy in something to at least make your day a little bit better. Because I know that there are a lot of things that are making the world seem scary right now. So the best thing we could do is try to find light. But I will see you guys next time.